Hi, I'm Kelly Morgan, and this is my final vocal piece for my portfolio project. In reflecting back on my portfolio memo that I did, I had written this paper about the emotional toll and psychological effects that working in hospice care has on nurses, nursing staff, and it was really interesting for me to be able to really compile all of this information into one place and be able to write about it with all of the tools that we've learned in this class over the semester. I do feel like I've learned a lot. I've always really enjoyed writing, but I've never really felt like I received as much instruction and as given as many tools in how to research and how to compile my thoughts and my research and data into one place and really figure out how to communicate well to multiple different audiences. And that's probably one of the things that I enjoyed the most, was just the idea of knowing and learning how to communicate, whether it's through email or a memo or even a letter to your coworker or boss. But I just really enjoyed learning about the different, the way we can use tone and language to communicate in a more effective manner. I felt like when looking at the course outcomes here, analyzing situations, audiences, and desired goals, like I just said, that was huge for me to be able to really think about what situation am I in? Am I trying to persuade a group of people? Am I trying to just teach a group of people? Am I trying to communicate things that I've learned to my coworkers? And so that was really neat to be able to develop a document and know exactly what your goals are in mind before starting. Also learning how to prepare, things like a memo. I don't think I've ever written a memo before, and it was very helpful for me to go through the steps and the outline and figuring out how to enter in all that information. And something that I find myself doing is, one, I have trouble just with the format and having an outline that makes sense. And for me to really be able to focus on, like, okay, this is the way it's set up. You have your intro, your body, your ending, and everything kind of has its own place. That makes it a lot easier for me to write these documents successfully, I feel like, because now I kind of understand and have a better guideline to push me through that way. And I also actually, sometimes I can find myself rambling on a little bit instead of really just getting to the facts. And I feel like with a memo specifically, it's meant to just be clear and concise and to the point, and not really full of fluff and niceties and all that extra stuff, but just really being about the information that you're giving. And so that was helpful to me to really focus my papers. I would say in the future for me, if I was going to do another portfolio project like this, one thing that I enjoy about your class was that you really gave us projects and assignments throughout the weeks that broke down our final project for us. So we didn't have to do it all at once, and it helped us prepare and really think thoroughly through. I mean, I think in the first couple weeks you gave us, you had us pick our topic, and even just that, picking our topic that far in advance, so that we could kind of get the balls rolling on our sources and figuring out what we were really going to prepare our project on, made that very helpful. And so I think in the future for me, I would try to do the same thing. If I knew that I had a deadline that was 4 weeks away, 2 weeks away, whatever, I think I would really try to start building my outline, finding my sources, getting my topic, thesis statements together, all those kind of things, so that I could really go into my paper confident, knowing all the information that I need and having a clear direction on where to go with that. So that was very helpful to me. And as far as, the outcomes, I think that information literacy and communication, I've learned so much on just how to find resources, how to make sure that they're actually credible, and differentiating between, a website that is more organizational based where they're going to be biased, or just an informational website that's just giving plain facts. Even things like that. I think in the past I've never really worried so much about the credibility of a source. I just thought, well, hey, if it has this information, it should be correct. But just in learning all of that about the statistics and the different ways that we can really decide if a source is correct, a source is legitimate or not, that's been very helpful to me as well. So I guess, overall, I feel incredibly prepared to go forward into my career, knowing all of these things, especially in writing papers just about annotated bibliographies, like learning how to cite sources, things like that. That's just been incredibly helpful for me, and I'm excited. Thank you so much for teaching this class.